Hi, my name is Gao and welcome to Dr. Gao's classroom. I'm a professional philosopher and I love classical Chinese poetry. I have been teaching and translating classical Chinese poetry with a colleague of mine for the last few years. So I would love to share my knowledge on the subject with you. Your enjoyment is my command. In my last two videos about Gao Shi, I translated and analyzed his best-known poem, 燕歌行, as well as a lesser-known poem, 风秋作. Poems like this gained him the recognition that he needed for a career, even though his first job as a county sheriff was not the ideal job he wanted. Not surprisingly, his poetic reputation and working experience eventually paid off. In 753 AD, he was invited by one of the best-known Tang Dynasty general Geshu Han. Geshu Han was one of the three great Tang generals, along with Gao Shi and Fēng Changqing, who made their names into the 旧唐书, or the old history of Tang Dynasty. Here's the link to the video I talk about these two general stories. If you like to check them out, here it is. Now, let me talk a bit more about Geshu Han. He was born in 704 AD into an aristocrat's family. His grandfather and father were both great generals, and his mother was a princess from a small country named Tiān, located in today's Xinjiang, or the New Territory region. Geshu Han grew up at the western frontier with his father, who was the deputy governor of the Anxi territory. Geshu Han joined the army quite late when he turned 40, but he was promoted quite quickly due to his military achievement. By 747, he already made his name as a great general defending the western border against the Tibetans. Between 748 and 753 AD, Geshu Han won many battles against the Tibetans and was rewarded lavishly, including the title of Píng Wang, or the Prince of Píng, meaning the prince who brought peace to the western region. So when Geshu Han recruited Gao Shi as a junior military staff in 753, you can imagine how excited Gao Shi was. The following set of 5 poems were composed by Gao Shi when he joined Geshu Han in the title of 塞下曲, or the Songs on the Frontier. This set of poems portrays a great general whose ambition is matched by his military prowess and is designated to achieve great things. My colleague and I decided to translate the set of poems from the first-person perspective, even though it is not explicit in the original poems. But when you read the whole set of poems, it is quite clear it is from the first-person perspective. So, they are poems that Geshu Han would compose if he wanted to. I'm pretty sure that Geshu Han was very impressed and pleased by these poems. Now, let's look at the first poem. 结束浮云骏，翩翩出从戎。且凭天子怒，复倚将军雄. Now, let's look at them line by line. 结束 means gird up. 浮云 was the name of a famous charger belonging to the Han Emperor Liu Che. Here it is used as a generic term referring a great charger. 骏 means charger. 翩翩 means lightly. 出 means ride out. 从 means follow or join. 戎 originally is a derogatory term for ethnic minority in Asian China, especially people from the north or west. However, Because these nomadic tribal people were also great warriors, and their attires were much more fitting for battles than the flowing long robes of the Chinese people. Their attire were adopted by the generals and soldiers, hence become the military uniform in ancient China. Eventually, the term róng were extended to refer things military. So, cóng róng obtained the meaning of join the army, probably implied by the fact you would put on the military uniform once you join the army. 且 means and, 凭 means carry, 天子 refers to the emperor, 怒 means heir, 复 means and, 倚 means rely on, 将军 means general, xióng means province. So the four lines read, girded up on floating cloud charger, I lightly ride out to join the army. I carry with me the emperor's heir and rely on my province as a general. 万鼓雷殷地，千旗火生风。日轮驻霜戈，月魄悬雕弓。One means 10,000. 鼓 means drum. 雷 means thunder. Yin means sick. Di means ground. 千 means 1,000. 旗 means banner. 火 means fire. 生 means generate. 风 means wind. 火生风 here is used to describe the red banners fluttering in the wind like a firestorm breaks out. 日 means sun. 轮 means wheel. 日轮 literally means the sun is round like a wheel. 驻 means stay. 霜 means frost. 戈 means halberd. 双戈 refers to the silver blade of the halberd that is as white as frost, implying it was just sharpened. 驻霜戈 is used to describe the sunlight reflected from the halberd as if the halberd shines like the sun. 月 means moon. 魄 refers to the yin essence of the moon. 月魄 refers to a crescent moon. xuán means han. diāo means calf. gōng means bow. So the four lines read, 10,000 drums are like thunder shaking the ground. 1,000 red banners flutter in the wind as if a firestorm breaks out. My sharp halberd blade shines like the sun. The carved bow hangs on my back like the crescent moon. 青海阵云炸，黑山兵气冲。战酣太白高，战罢矛头空。青海 literally means Green Lake. It is also the name of a province located in the Tibetan plateau. 阵云 describes a cloud pattern that looks like military formation, which was often taken as a sign of impending war. So we translate it as battle clouds. 扎 means throat. 黑山 is a mountain located in today's Shanxi province. 兵 means weapon. 气 means energy. 兵气 is often used to describe the energy carried by an army or the high morale of an army. So we translate it as war cries. 冲 means swarmed with. 战 means battle. 酣 means in the thick of something. 太白 refers to Mars. 高 means high. 战 again means battle. 罢 means over. 矛头 is one of the stars in Taurus constellation. It is the star of enemy. Its fall symbolizes the defeat of the enemy. So we just translated it as the enemy star. 空 means empty. but here it means the star has fallen. So the fall lines read, Green Lake is shrouded by battle clouds. Black Mountain swarms with war cries. Mars ascends high during the most intense battle. When the battle is over, the enemy star has fallen. 万里不息时，一朝得成功。画图麒麟阁，入朝明光宫。One means 10,000. 里 means mile. 不 means not. Xi literally means cherish something so much that one feels pain losing it. 死 means death. 西死 can be interpreted as fear death. 一 means one. 朝 literally means morning, but here it means day. 得 means obtain. 成功 means success. 画图 means portrait. 麒麟 is an auspicious animal, symbolizes that a wise emperor is in reign. Because 麒麟 usually is painted as having one horn on its head, so we translate it as unicorn. 阁 means hall. 麒麟阁 was a hall where the Han emperors hung all the portraits of their national heroes. 入朝 means having an audience with the emperor. 明 means bright. 光 means light. 宫 means palace. 明光宫 is the name of a palace of Han Dynasty. We also reversed the order of the last two lines to make them read better in English. So the four lines read, I traveled 10,000 miles and never feared death. One day I will succeed. I will have an audience with the emperor in the bright light palace. My portrait will hang in the unicorn hall. 大笑向文士，意境何足穷。古人昧此道，往往成老翁。大笑 means laugh. 向 means at. 文士 means scholar. 意 means one. 经 means classic. 何 means how. 足 means enough. 穷 means exhaust. 古 means ancient. 人 means person. 古人 here refers to the scholars who dedicated their lives to ancient classics. 昧 means ignorant. 此 means this. 道 means practice. 往往 means often. 成 means and up. 老 means old. 翁 is the revered term for old man. So the four lines read, I laugh at the scholars. How can they spend their lives on just one classic? The scholars were ignorant of this practice. They often ended up as old men unfulfilled. So the first poem starts with the great general getting his charger ready for battle. The general is certainly in high spirit that he felt as if his charger is flying to join his force. The anger of the emperor and his own military prowess only ensured his victory. The second poem shows how well his army is equipped and how strong his soldiers are, that their drums shake the ground and their banners flutter in the wind like a firestorm. The third poem is about the battles at the frontier, but there is very little details. It just tells us that the morale of the soldiers is so high, their war cries filled up the mountains, their weapons raised as high as the sky, and of course, they quickly defeated their enemy. The fourth poem turns into how the general is rewarded by the emperor, that his portrait will be hung up in the unicorn hall, and he will be commemorated as a national hero. The last poem is a bit strange. Why would the general laugh at the scholars? Well, during the Imperial China, the emperor often pitched the generals against the scholar officials so that he would keep them both in check and balance. So it is quite common that the generals and the scholar officials would compete for the emperor's attentions and favor. And of course, the generals and the scholars despised each other. I guess Gao Shi here was siding with the generals, laughing at the scholar officials who wasted their lives studying the classics. The time Gao Shi worked for the general Geshu Han might be the best time of his life. In 753, Gao Shi joined Geshu Han's expedition to conquer Jiu, a region along the upper part of the Yellow River within the Tibetan Empire. They won a huge victory. Gao Shi, of course, composed a set of 3 poems celebrating the victory. So, in my next video, I'm going to translate this set of 3 poems in a title of 九曲池三首, the 3 poems on nine-bent victory. If you're new to my channel, please check out my other videos on classical Chinese poetry, philosophies, and medical literature. If you like the content of these videos, please click the like button and subscribe my channel. I also offer one-to-one online lessons on these subjects. If you would like to read the original text, please contact me. Here's my email address. Otherwise, thank you for viewing my video and I'll see you next time.